Since this is the second time I'm traveling to photograph muskox, you'd think that I'd be a little less excited this time around than I was last year. But that's actually not the case. If anything, I'm more excited this time because now I know how truly magnificent it is to travel to those snow-covered mountains and see those magnificent animals. If we get 50% of what we had last year, I would be a happy man. And I've checked the forecast just now, and tomorrow on our first day there's going to be sun, -5 to 6 degrees, a bit snow, and just perfect conditions for photography. I really think this can be the start of something good. I've been looking forward to this so long. I'm really glad we can make it work with a pandemic at all. All right, I'm gonna drive. I'm aboard the boat now.
Velkommen ombord i MS Dovrefjell. På denne overfarten fra avsvangende motorveier som trasser.
What do you get when you put 3 nature photographers and 1 landscape photographer in a car fully equipped for winter wonderland? Well, let's just say that one of us decided to leave their tripod at home. It's a long drive to Dovrefjell, but that does provide us with an opportunity to catch up, talk some shop, and in this case get to know some new people. One of the participants this year is Espen Helland. I had never met him before, and like I was last year, he is new to muskox photography. But that doesn't mean he's new to photography. In fact, he runs a fine YouTube channel that you might want to check out if you're interested. During the long drive up the mountains, we always touch upon a few different subjects. And one of the subjects are what we hope to photograph this year and what conditions we want. And I still haven't forgotten what I hoped for last year. My dream photograph. A single muskox in an open landscape with mountains in the background, and if I'm being a bit picky, maybe some colors in the sky. But I would be happy with just some of those components. As for conditions, the whole car seemed to agree. We wanted snow. And as we approached Dovrefjell, it certainly looked like we would get snow. And maybe a bit more snow than we hoped for.
Där var vi.
Well, we're finally here after 13.5 hours of driving. I had an early start and it feels really good to be back up at Dovrefjell. Now all that remains is to unload the car, get all the goods in the refrigerator and prepare ourselves for a beautiful morning tomorrow. I can't wait to wake up and see Dovrefjell. Have a good night. morning and welcome to beautiful Dovrefjell. When I woke up this morning it was about -6, -7 degrees, and right now it's blowing maybe 8 or 9 meters a second, so it's a tad chilly, but it's not that bad. I snuck out of the cabin. I wanted to see if I could find some morning light before we head out to scout for the muskox, and I did, but it only lasted for maybe 1 or 2 minutes. So I rushed down here to the small river that runs right next to our cabin, and I set up trying to photograph that old bridge with a hint of the morning sun. And right now I'm waiting to see if there will be more light. The plan for today is that we're gonna scout for the muskox, and we have heard rumors that there are some animals near a place called the Pyramid. So we're gonna drive up in that area and we're gonna bring out our binoculars and start scouting.
Ta min då. I win.
I win. The winner.
And we're ready. Day one. This is gonna be great.
Day one is always filled with a certain kind of excitement. How will the weather be out there? Will we be able to locate the animals? And will my water bottle freeze over like last year? All these uncertainties leaves a nerve throughout the day, making us more sharp and ready. And luckily for us, Truls have more sharp eyes than I do and spotted 2 animals from the road fairly quickly. A huge load off our shoulders. We would most likely meet animals on our first day, and up here, that is all you can ask for, and then some. The weather was cold and harsh, not because of the temperature on its own, but more so a combination of the high winds and the low temperature. We quickly realized that the key was to keep moving, and hopefully the wind would grow more quiet as the day progressed. So we kept on moving. But I also wanted a few landscape photographs on the way, and it didn't take long before I found my first composition. 2 lonely trees in front of a blue mystic mountain.
Best photograph so far. Truls spotted 2 muskox down by the car, so we drove up to an old army house and parked our car. And right now we're at a place called 𝐒𝐿𝐿, and we're on our way to see if we can locate the 2 muskox that he saw. There are probably more, but right now we can see one of them right over there, so we're just gonna head in that direction and see what we can find. Are still there where we saw them last time. So now the main question was, do we continue to follow the path towards 𝐒𝐿𝐿 and come at them from that angle, or do we make a right and try to come around them as the sun gradually descends into the horizon? So we decided to opt for the second option, to head to the right to try to get the sun, and I think it's a good choice.
Dovrefjell is filled to the brim with amazing scenery. But as we kept walking further and further towards the mountain 𝐒𝐚𝐃𝐑 and the 2 muskoxen we saw from the road, our wish for less wind didn't exactly come true. Lunch with the boys became a unique experience, and juggling the use of mittens resulted in me getting cracked skin on my fingers.
The skin is cracking.
I have poor skin on my fingers though, so this is not unusual in cold conditions. But a quick fix was definitely in order. We kept moving through the windy environment, and with more and more layers of clothing, we joked about this looking more and more like a polar expedition. And that feeling of Arctic adventure didn't exactly diminish as we laid eyes on 2 beautiful muskoxen resting in the wind.
Right behind me now, maybe 400-500 meters, is one of the muskoxen we saw from down by the street. We know there are several more in the area, and we don't want to surprise them. So we've taken 5 minutes here to come up with a plan. And the plan is to go a little detour up here so we can get around them, so we don't surprise them and we don't stress them. Thing is, this is the first muskox of this trip. This is really, really nice. I love it. Had 2 beautiful muskox, and all of a sudden they got up and decided to leave, and that's okay. We won't follow them, but it was a bit of bad luck. They were in a very, very nice spot, but we saw some oxen on our way up here, so we're gonna head back down and see if we can find those. So I see the others have already started to walk without me, so I better catch up with them. But incredible experience. I didn't get any decent photographs, but it was very, very fun.
And even though the day is not yet finished and the best is yet to come, I will end the first episode here. And while I edit part 2 from our adventure up in Dovrefjell, I highly recommend checking out Trond Vestby and Espen Helland's videos from the same trip. They also have Instagram accounts if you want to check them out, and Truls, the 3rd photographer, he doesn't have an Instagram or a YouTube channel, but you can check out his photographs on Facebook. Take care, everyone.